Welcome to another episode of medicinalmoves.com. Today, I'm really excited to share a training modality that I am rolling out for myself, one that I am utilizing in this phase of training, and one that I just feel like talking about today, and that's high repetition. That's not going in the way like a power lifter to lift sometimes as little as just one time, maybe 12 different lifts to demonstrate that power, um, which is a goal. Because if you don't know, I was a powerlifting coach in my younger days in Washington, D.C. Um, I find myself on a journey that is constantly, consistently evolving, and I am fortunate and lucky enough to be placed right where God wants me. And that's right where I am. With that confession, high repetition training, I forget every year because we spend the other half of the year training heavier, how powerful high repetition can be for the muscles, for reactivation or reacclimation. Um, it's amazing. You can actually feel all the muscles that you're trying to work and utilize. And sometimes you got to lift light to lift heavy. Going down as much as I have in bench, it's quite humbling, but it does make a difference. Let's talk about it. Let's say that you were able to lift an incredible amount of weight. And then that incredible amount of weight was reduced by 200 pounds. You, in your new appreciation for heavy things, would realize that it's progress. We call it progressive overload, but it's progress. It's getting to that mountaintop and then doing it again and doing it so many times that the top of the mountain becomes the depth of the valley as you tremendously train and get yourself back to the mountaintop. With all of those things being so true, high reps don't get their proper love. They don't get the respect that they deserve. And I've written an article. If you follow me and you have access to medicinalmoves.com, I love my articles. Um, Maximize your muscle gains, the power of high rep training, and 3 proven workout schedules. If you're ready to get lean, you're ready to rebuild your muscles, our high repetition training, 12 to 20 reps, could be a game changer. I fought for this for a long time, and I'm casually repairing damage that I've done to myself by lifting too much weight. I was killing myself in 2023. I was literally killing myself in 2023, and it was because I was ego lifting. 2022, I was doing the same thing. I was pushing and forcing pull-ups on my body when my body was barely able to keep up. I was doing this, and I think a lot of us do this because we're not doing push-ups. It's easier to do pull-ups. It's easier to go to the gym. It's easier to do what I want to do and not acclimate my body scientifically. And I paid the price. I was ripping ligaments and destroying tendons and ripping muscles, and it didn't make sense to me because I'm so strong, I'm so able, and I had to really reflect. And in doing so, um, this article came together. Um, Again, muscle benefit from work. Doing high rep work will give you tremendous blood flow. It'll give you a tremendous response from the muscles as they do what they need to do, as they start to absorb nutrients, as mitochondria builds. Um, 12 to 20 reps per set emphasizes muscle endurance, vascularity, and metabolic conditioning. But not all muscles are created equal when it comes to high reps. So, if you want to see some dramatic effects, we're going to go into specific muscle groups. But this is the work I'm putting in right now. So, I might be able to have a muscle flex in November or December. So someone might be able to see a vein or a muscle. It's the work that I'm doing now combined with that heavy lifting later. This is what creates the muscle shape. This is what allows the muscle to respond the way that it does. And we can't ignore this. I'm going to be fully transparent. I'm a guy with a YouTube channel just celebrating life. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have air in my lungs. And I want to have a summer body. I want to flex at the pool. I want to be poolside. I want to be fly, but it takes time. It's not something that you can run out and jump out and do because let's be honest, there's damage to your body. You've done damage to your body excessively, eating whatever, drinking whatever, sitting wherever, doing whatever. But now is the time to make a change, to transform. And specifically, when we lower the amount of weight and we focus on our shoulders, we have to keep it real. Shoulders love volume, they eat it up. The small muscles thrive on high reps. That's what's going to help you build cap delts and bulletproof rotator cuffs. So realize that shoulders should be at the foundation of your workout. You're lifting lighter weights. It's lower on the demand, but you will be able to address the need for volume and your shoulders will respond. Once you stop feeling those workouts, go ahead and start increasing the weight just a little bit. Because if you're really doing them right and you're really focusing on your muscles and elongating them and shaping them, I promise you, you are going to have much success with this training modality and this training narrow. The same with arms. Arms recover pretty quick, and we use them in almost every upper body move, so they respond very well. Toned arms, defined arms without creatine size, water muscles. You know how some guys just have those gym muscles, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're swollen, bro. You're swole, and that's cool. Um, as far as what we train to at medicinalmoves.com, there are, I guess you can call them hacks. There's a lot of systems built in to reduce those things. It's not to be purely aesthetic, but it is built to enhance aesthetics. As far as calves, they you need to be doing these before you even get to the gym. You need to be doing some kind of warm up to stretch and benefit, move that blood flow. This also helps your heart. So I think calves are a great preparation exercise. Um, all day as you walk and stand, you're working these calves. High reps are essential to break through stubborn plateaus and achieve real growth. When we get to abs are designed for endurance. High reps are your ticket to core strength and definition. Glutes are large and powerful, actually benefit from both low and high reps, but high rep sets ensure deep muscle fiber activation for that firm, lifted look. Let's talk about that last piece. Glutes. Only girls do glutes to excess, and that's fine. God bless them. But your glutes are critical for humans, for everyone, for posture. The body's structure is a beautiful one if you just take care of it and you do it right. So take heed to this advice. When you're working those glutes, mix it up. Do high rep, do low rep, but realize when you're doing the high rep, that's that shape, that's the fullness, and that's the size. When you get that power, that doesn't contribute as much to the fullness of the booty. That just kind of adds thickness to the gluteus. It's not just the maximus, the minimus can affect that shape. You have multiple muscles, and it's a little bit more complicated than just the gluteus maximus. But if you really want to get that thanging, you will have to incorporate a few other exercises, and we do have that in a proprietary blend that we call Lady Moves. So, if you are in the network, if you follow us on YouTube or Facebook, you're plugged in, you're tapped in. If you follow the Medicinal Moves Chef, you're going to be intimately acquainted. So I would suggest if that appeals to you, get connected. Upper back, higher reps actually help develop muscular endurance, perfect posture, and a strong injury resistant back. Now, this is where I really like to run with high rep training because I think that we ignore our posture, we ignore our back, we ignore injury proofing our body. Easy and simple way to get it all done. Also, you got 3 proven high rep training schedules. 3 days a week, you can get 6 muscle groups. If you want to get started with this, because they all hit 6 muscle groups 3 days per week using 12 to 20 rep ranges. You can go with the schedule 1, which is classic push-pull legs, which is on Monday. We'll call day 1. You're going to do chest, shoulders, triceps, all right? That's going to be bench press. I'm not going to say that other word because I believe just talked about that a little bit. You want to be doing push-ups at home. You want to be doing those at the gym as well. But for intents and purposes of this workout, this is bench press. Overhead dumbbell press is going to be a secondary workout, and then tricep dips. That's what you're doing on high rep day to get started. You're going to do those 3 workouts, and that's going to be your Monday. Tuesday, back bicep rear delts, barbell row, lat pull down, bicep curls. Day 3, leg and core. That's going to be squats, walking lunges, calf raises, and planks. You could even do crunches. I would probably suggest like incline crunch, like a decline bench, whatever you call that. But those are going to be your 3 days. I don't know if that's the wildest thing you've ever heard, if that seems basic, if that seems like it won't work, but this is a glimpse into what I'm doing right now. I'm actually doing probably a couple more workouts, but essentially, this is it. And the high reps are a game changer. I'll talk about that after we get through with these schedules. Because schedule 2 is a full body workout. This might be more somebody's speed. Starts with the goblet squat. It goes into push-ups. You're going to do bent over dumbbell row. You're going to do the seated shoulder press. You're going to do the hammer curls, tricep overhead extension, standing calf raise, and Russian twist every day. That's I don't know if that's intermediate, if I would call it that, but it's going to work your full body in the same workout. Um, Push-ups are incorporated in this, and as you can see with the flow, you're doing like arm day with some calves and abs essentially, but you're stuck to this regiment for 3 days. I think a lot of people, probably myself included, actually work out like this, um, and it's effective. And then um, there's Schedule 3, where it's the upper lower full body split. It's, I think, very effective and very tame. This is very sneaky. On Monday, it's going to be incline bench. Then you're going to have one arm dumbbell row, lateral raises, easy bar bicep curls, skull crushers. That's it. Like, all you're really doing for chest is that incline bench. Um, and I think it sneaks up on you with that bag. Day 2, lower body, it's going to be leg press, hip thrust, Romanian deadlift, standing calf raises, hanging knee raises. Killer, all right? I mean, you can go in there with the utmost confidence with this one. Day 3, deadlifts, push-ups or dips, pull-ups, plank. That's it. And as you can see, it does those massive compound lifts in workout 3. It's straight and to the point. It's, in my opinion, incorporates power. Um, I think that you can incorporate power in high rep. Day 3 proves it. I don't know why that made me so excited, but progression is king. And once you hit 20 reps, bump up the weight in the next session, okay? If you go 21, 22, okay, do that, but finish your workout. It was the ego that was killing me, because if you are able to do 20 something extra and you just have real strength, um, I think that it's going to hit different for you. I think you're going to process it like I did. Um, it's working out. This is more, in my opinion, in my experience, seems like cardio. Kind of seems like what they sold circuits to be 25 years ago. You get the best of both worlds, but we've bastardized it by adding too much weight to our circuit training. You're not going to have an effective or fair or real circuit workout with heavy doggone weight. It's just not the same. You don't get the same pump and benefit. It doesn't feel the same because, like we said, it's closer to cardio when we do it this way. So if this is something that appeals to you, I would highly recommend this program. I would suggest that you do the high rep training and you follow along and or share your progress with us on medicinalmoves.com, on Meta, and here on YouTube. And until the next episode, keep moving.